This is the Scale of Africa with SNY Obeng.
Hello, and welcome to the Scale of Africa. I am SNY Obeng, and today I will be your host. Today on the show, we have Andy Bankz from Andy Bankz Arts. Mr. Bankz,
Yes, sir.
welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. Good to be here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Tell me, you started this a while back.
Yes.
So-
About roughly, I would say pretty much 16, 17 years ago.
16, 17 years ago?
Yeah.
That's a while ago. So what's prompted you to do this?
Honestly, before I even started painting or drawing, it was because I wanted to get girls. Yeah, that was one of the main reasons why I'm not even joking. It was because I wanted to get girls. And one time in school in Ghana, I went to this school called Dawson Compre School in Tema, Site 4. We had
That's in Ghana.
That's in Ghana, by the way. We had a drawing on the wall, a Ghana lizard, the ones with the red head. The lizard with it. We have this lizard in Ghana with a red head.
Oh yeah, I see them.
And one time in school in Ghana, I went to this school called Dawson Compre School in Tema, Site 4. We had
That's in Ghana.
That's in Ghana, by the way. We had a drawing on the wall, a Ghana lizard, the ones with the red head. The lizard with it. We have this lizard in Ghana with a red head.
Oh yeah, I see the male big.
Yeah, a Ghana lizard, and I think the map of Ghana. It was like turned up on the wall. So one day I saw it. I'm like, you know what? I think I can draw that, which I've never drawn before. So I just took both home and bought a cardboard on my way home, and I drew it in one day, and I brought it back. And I showed the teacher. I'm like, hey, I did it. So can you put it on the wall? She's like, what? You did it? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay. If you did that, there's going to be an art competition very soon.
Oh.
Do you want to join? I'm like, yeah. So 2 weeks passed. I started sketching, doodling here and there, and I got entered in the art competition. To make things short, I came out. My first time ever being in an art competition, I came out to be the third runner-up in the whole competition. So right then and then, I got a few notifications from the teachers and my fellow classmates and some other girls around the school. I'm like, you know what?
Girls, right?
Yeah, I'm like, you know what? This is actually good for me. So pretty much I've been drawing since and painting since then.
That's right. That's absolutely great.
Thank you.
So I hear you understand you're trying to do something for Africa with your arts.
Yes. So pretty much what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to so I've been living in America for about 10 years now. So what I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to incorporate arts into my work. I have this series that I'm going to start doing. I'm going to call it African Queen.
That's a TV series?
No, it's a series of drawings that I'm going to do.
Oh, okay.
So mostly everybody that knows my art knows I like painting dark-skinned girls.
Right.
I actually like painting girls and I actually like painting men.
Of course.
So
the main reason why you got into it.
Yes, the main reason why I got into it.
Absolutely.
So the series is called African Queens, and pretty much every single person I draw will represent a specific part of Africa. So it could be the northern part of Africa, the southern part of Africa, the west or the east or the central part of Africa. I have done that maybe I think about 4. I've done Nigeria before. I've done Liberia. I've done Ghana. I think I've done Ghana so many times because I'm from Ghana, obviously. Now I'm on my way to do South Africa, and I'm gonna do Madagascar and Morocco, Libya, and maybe Algeria. Then I'm gonna do the Central African countries, and pretty much it's gonna be like a whole series of arts, and then I will turn it into an art book, so that people, it's gonna be like a magazine, so people can see it around the world and actually see exactly how beautiful African women are.
Wow. Mr. Andy.
Yes, sir.
Great.
Thank
Great
you.
job.
Thank you.
This question might be a bit political, but what do you think of Africa being a united continent? Like making it one country?
I mean, I think it's a good idea. It just depends on the African leaders if they will stop well, and I say this in all knowledge of being in Africa for God knows how long, living in Africa before coming to the United States. I've lived in the United States, I've lived in Africa, in Ghana, so I know the type of corruptions that goes on, how do you call it, like politics when it comes to Africa. And I would say it's actually a good idea, but it will take a really, really unified mind for them to come together and be like, okay, you know what, we want to make Africa better. And we think the better way to do it is for us to come together and create a nation under one banner, just as United States. And that will be a testament to the African people, you know, to show the world that look, we are also strong people with strong beliefs, and this is what we can bring to the table, so that people will start, you know, pretty much seeing Africa as quote unquote like a tourism place. You know, like they will actually put some respect on our name instead of just thinking that, oh, you know, Africa is where you go to go see animals and, you know, you go see black people in their natural habitat. By the way, that is what they say, to see black people in their natural habitat, which is stupid.
You know, one very good thing that I really admire about you is the fact that you try to bring Africans together by using your arts.
Thank you.
Back in New York, I think one time you did invite me to one of your shows.
Yes,
which
yes.
I really, really enjoyed.
Yes, I did
honestly. It was a pretty show with a lot of course, pretty girls. And a lot of showcase of the African culture and the African materials and African arts.
I mean, as an artist, I think that it's my job to pretty much let the world know what I'm thinking about, and you know, most times what I'm thinking about is, you know, how to make my country better, or how to make my continent, you know, better to other people that don't know about Africa, or people that have less ideas, or how would I call it, or the wrong understanding of what Africa is, or the people in Africa. So, you know, I find a way that anytime I get an opportunity to do an art show, you know, at least I will not say every single thing I have is pretty much African based, but I have majority of the art that I do African based. It's like, let's say I will have like a really big painting, you know, one big painting of the African map in Kente. Then I have one with the Jinyame. Then I have one which I call African Pride.
Right.
It's actually a tiger, a black tiger, and the background of the black tiger is actually in Kente. So whenever people see it, I tell them that's African pride, because the lion, as we know, is pretty much the symbol of pride. So, you know, or I can bring my Liberian queen, which I've already sold a bunch of it out, and how would I put it? I can bring the Ghana girl. I painted this Ghana girl in the traditional attire with the kente, with the beads all over her. You know, I've sold that. So pretty much, you know, it's like, you know, as soon as people see it, they're like, oh, what is that? That is interesting. It has a lot of colors. I'm like, oh, so this is an art from my country, Ghana. You know, it represents this, and the kente represents pretty much the unity of different tribes coming together to form one united nation, which was called the Ashanti, before the slave masters came and they just pretty much destroyed the whole.
I see you really know your history.
I mean, you have to know your history if you go to school, if you went to school in Ghana, because if you don't go to school in Ghana, you're gonna get whooped, you know. So yeah, I had to learn the history, you know, Yasantua, Kwame Nkrumah, Okonfa-Noche. You have to learn, pretty much you have to learn your history with people from outside the country's history. Like we have to learn Ghana history, Ghana social studies, and learn about the slave trade, the tribe, I forgot what it's called, about the tribe, slave trade, which consists of Africa, the United States, and the European countries. You had to learn about that. We had to learn about why we had a castle in Limino.
This is why you went to Ghana, right?
Yeah, this is pretty much before I even dreamt about coming to America.
So my question is, last but one, of course, if somebody comes to you and they would like to learn, or should anyone, you know, to you, my listeners, and viewers, of course, if somebody wants to learn, what do you have to tell? Like, do they want to do what you do because, you know, beautiful things you do, how you help in the community, and all of that? If somebody wants to do something like what you're doing, what's the steps?
Well, for me, I would say pretty much I grew up in a traditional household. My grandfather was a chief advisor to the king of Manakrobo. So I pretty much grew up in a house that you had to learn about your culture. You have to learn about the specific type of food that you can eat, the ones that they don't allow you to eat, or maybe the tribe doesn't eat. I would say anybody that is an artist, no matter if you're an artist, you're a painter, you're a singer, you're an actress, and you pretty much want to get in contact with your African spiritual side, I would say you have to learn more about Africa, because we have people in America who pretty much have this mindset in their head that okay, that represents Africa. Like for instance, when I first came to America, the name that I was called was African Buddhist fashion. And it was the most stupidest thing.
That was a joke from Michael Blackson.
Yes, but that's the thing. It even started before Michael Blackson became even a comedian.
Oh,
they
wow.
were saying it for God knows how long. They were calling me African Buddhist culture at the job I work with. And mind you, these were not white people. These were black people that were saying that to me. And I asked them, okay, if you call me an African Buddhist culture, what are you? And they said, I'm an African American. I'm like, that is redundant. You just called me an African Buddhist scratcher and you call yourself an African American. So you're pretty much talking to yourself, pretty much telling yourself that, oh, you're an African American Buddhist scratcher. So I would say if anybody that want to get in touch with the African culture or the African community, I would say, it's either you can do two things. Either go online now, everything is like, online, you can actually learn about the countries and learn about the histories, or you can actually go to Ghana or go to any part, and you can go to Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Mali, Guinea, Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Congo. You can go anywhere, and Africans are really, really nice. Like, we will welcome you with open arms and still teach you about our culture. You can go to Ghana, you can go to the slave castles in Ghana, you can go to Nigeria, you can go visit all the different places. You can learn the history why Ghana at one time used to be called Gold Coast. Pretty much it's a warrior's name. From Mali. And then you can learn about Asantua, the Queen Mother, pretty much that for the British for about 20 years before they actually gave up. She was stealing their weapons and fighting them. So I would say it's better off you learning, making sure that you understand what you're getting yourself into before you actually start it. You don't just start it and then people ask you a question and you don't know how to answer it. Just go read a book or watch, and there are many videos online about Kwame Nkrumah and how Ghana got their independence and how Ghana was the first African country to gain independence. Oh, and by the way, there was a country in Africa that never got colonized, and that is Ethiopia. By the way, but apart from that, Ghana was the first country to gain independence, and that is why we have the black star in the middle.
Absolutely.
Ghana jollof is better than Nigeria jollof.
Of course, with the Ghana jollof.
With the Ghana jollof.
So in general, you just got to know the history.
You got to know exactly where you're getting your
perfect art.
Yes, like you have to know exactly what type of art you want to do. Like I would say I do about 4 different type of arts. So I do realism arts, I do illustrations, I do painting, abstract art, and then on top of it, I do my personal favorite. Well, because I like cartoons and anime, so I do anime paintings, which I try to incorporate black into it, or black heritage or black culture into my art, my anime art as well. So I would say, make sure you understand. Let's say if you want to use a certain symbol, like the Jinami symbol, you actually know what the Jinami symbol means, or if you want to use the Sankofa symbol, you know actually what the Sankofa symbol means, so that when somebody asks you that, when they see your art, you can actually be able to explain to them and try and show them the way, so that when they want to go and pretty much get it, they can actually explain it to people, so that Africa is going to go further than where we are now. It's actually going to get better than. So that is all I can say. Learn and then enlighten yourself about what you want to do and the things that you want to add to your craft.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Andy Bankz. You can also follow him on Andy Bankz on Instagram, Facebook, is it?
It's Andy Bankz on Facebook. It's Andy Bankz _Andy _Bankz on Instagram. I have a Twitter, but I'm barely on Twitter because I literally don't know how Twitter works. So, but it's also Andy Bankz on Twitter. Andy Bankz on Twitter. Andy _Bankz.
How do you
on
spell
Instagram.
the Bankz?
Oh, so the Bankz actually a funny word to spell. It's BANKZ. B as a boy, A as an apple, N as no, K as KKK, and then Z as a zebra. There you go. So Andy _ Bankz.
So that's ANDY
underscore
BANKZ.
There you go.
Great.
So Andy Bankz on Andy _ Bankz on Instagram, Andy Bankz on Facebook. You can find me, message me. Don't worry, I will talk to you anytime. Just let's come together as black people and and prevail.
Okay. Andy Bankz.
Yes,
Thanks.
sir.
Thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week.